Alright, so before we even start, we kind of just type something in up top. What I want you to realize before we begin is that if you understood day 2, which was using sine, day 3 and day 4 follows along the same path. Meaning, in the day 2 lesson, whenever we had a situation where the focus angle either was given or we were looking for it, and the other information was the opposite in the hypotenuse, where we use sine. Well, today what we're going to just be doing is based on the focus angle. Now, if you look right out of the gate, we notice that the opposite, there is no information for this side. Okay, it's either not given or we're not looking for it. What we are looking for, however, is we just identify our hypotenuse and our adjacent, is that it's the focus angle, the hypotenuse, and now it's the adjacent side. The adjacent side to the focus angle is what we're going to be looking for in this example. Okay, so how does this set up? And again, I want you to keep in mind what we did in day 2's lesson and how it's going to relate to what we're doing today. Okay, so first off, we want to think. We're given adjacent and hypotenuse. So our thought process goes back to that SOHCAHTOA, S-O-H, C-A-H-T-O-A. And which one is it going to be, sine, cosine, or tangent that contains the A and the H? Well, obviously, the Ka, right? C-A-H. So it's cosine that we're going to be using with the angle that's given to us. So let's see how that works. Cosine, and this angle I made it as 38 degrees. That's going to equal, well, the AH, meaning the cosine, equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So the adjacent side goes on top. In this case, that's my unknown. And the hypotenuse, that's the 8, that's going to go on the bottom. So now on this page, instead of having you scroll down for the trig function, as kind of you probably noticed if you opened it already, the trig tables is right after you do now. So exactly like we did yesterday, we're going to look for the degree, and we're using 38, right? But now instead of going to the first column, which was sine, we're just going to look at the second column. It's really the only difference that that you're going to see between day 2 and day 3 is that we're going to be using the second column, the middle column, the cosine. So we find our 38, we match it up with the decimal, 7880. So rather than using cosine of 38, we're going to use 0.7880, set that equal to our ratio, and cross multiply and divide the same exact way that we did it before. X times 1 is X, 0.7880, open the calculator. To 6.304. And there you have it. So approximated, right, because these decimals are all approximations. Our x value is approximated at 6.304. So it's literally the same exact thing that we did yesterday or in day 2. It's just looking at what's given. It's how we start. It's what is presented to us at the very beginning. So again, we looked at our focus angle. Notice that the opposite was missing. It was the adjacent that we're looking for, and the hypotenuse was given. So if you think about the other 2 examples from sine, I bet you can probably figure out what we're going to be doing next.